I'm heading for the Weston Minton Mall, looking for the new restaurant that just opened called Moguyan that does hand-rolled noodles. I'm feeling confident. I have my Bulbasaur socks. I am ready to go. We're here. The Weston Minton Mall is in full holiday season with beautiful pop-up shops opening up in the halls. This is our stop, Moguyan, for some freshly made noodles. I wonder what I'm going to have. Watching them make the noodles is so mesmerizing. I filmed for at least 3 times as long. It was so hard to stop. I eventually figured out how to do it. They're so fast. The noodles are then boiled for a minute and scooped into a bowl to be prepared as you ordered. They scoop some delicious broth and add the meat of choice, unless you choose vegetarian. And then comes the toppings. The menu is much bigger than I expected. There are a lot of appetizers for sharing. Here you can choose the shape of your noodles, then the base. You can have them in a soup, stir-fried, or even dry. Maybe they're meant to cook inside the bowl. I should try that next time. Then your drink. My driver's license prohibits drinking, even a little, so I stuck with non-alcoholic drinks. And these jugs are really big. You get your money's worth, I tell you. I'm glad they also had options for those who don't want caffeine. I feel like dessert is just symbolic given how fulfilling the main dishes are. I was too full to order some. I guess it's more of a reward for finishing your noodles. More appetizers. They have a fair selection of imported alcoholic beverages. Let's start with some water. My signature orange green tea arrived. They said they couldn't make it without ice. Maybe it's how they cool down the tea, but it wasn't a lot. I scooped it all out as I don't like drinks that are too cold. This orange green tea has such a great taste. The orange came through nicely with a slight asperity from the green tea. I believe they used jasmine tea, which created a really nice balance. My food arrived piping hot. Look at this! Do you think it's as delicious as it looks? I ordered a braised beef noodle soup with the thin flat noodles and cilantro, green onions, and daikon. Spice level 1 because I'm a softie. I got another shot at their technique, and that's how I figured out they were folding the dough on itself and then pulling. These are the garlic shells with scallops I ordered. To be honest, I expected more for what I paid for. They look better on the picture. Presentation could have been great. This was a near hit. It was warm though. There was a semi-strong salty marine taste that I got quickly used to, a nice garlicky touch, and the glass noodles added a texture that made this appetizer quite pleasant. They get a semi-thumbs up. Time to try my noodles. Yum! My first impression was how spicy it was for a level 1. I can't imagine the third level. The second thing I noticed was how tender the braised beef was. I was bracing myself for something saltier, and it was delicately sweet with a great tasting sauce. The sliced daikon was also cooked, another surprise. I thought they would be raw. I like them in all formats, but cooked is not something I often get in a restaurant. And now to the noodles. I know you guys want the deets on the taste and texture. Well, let me tell you that there are no noodles like homemade and fresh. They tasted obviously fresh. They had a nice bite without being tough, barely chewy, just had that nice al dente texture and was slippery in the mouth. What a treat. The broth was tasty as well, but somehow managed to lack some pizzazz. Maybe more salt would have done the trick, and I would have added more cilantro. Since the portion was huge, I brought the rest home. It still tasted amazing the next day. I walked around some more, and someone made me aware that the man who makes sand art was back again this year. You can request anything, this man can do it. It's flabbergasting how skilled he is. He was on a break, but I sneaked in to show you some of his work. This is his station. And that was my afternoon at the West Edmonton Mall. See you next time!